actually is the key to happiness? Hey guys, how you doing? It's Martin Cliffe. Welcome to another episode of Music, Minimalism and Mental Health. And a musician may argue that the key to happiness is F sharp major. And hopefully the little piece I played at the start of this video has lifted your spirits a little bit, because F sharp major is a very happy sounding key. We talk about how D minor is the saddest of all keys, which may be why, at least it's kind of whimsical, maybe that's why it's used a lot in like prog rock and stuff. I don't know. But yeah, F sharp major is a very positive sounding key. But let's be honest, there's a lot more to happiness than just finding music in the right key. A couple of things that I think are maybe important when we're talking about happiness. And happiness is a kind of difficult concept in itself. Maybe we should be talking more about joy than happiness. Because one can be unhappy about a certain situation, but can still have a resounding joy inside. And that is something I think that's really important to sort of distinguish between. Some would say that they are happiest when they are in control. Others would say they are happiest when they have hope. I think these are things that are important. I think there's a lot more to it than either of those, but these are two things that are key. You know, as a Christian, we have a deep down joy, and because we have the peace that only Christ can bring, and we have a joy because we know that our sins are forgiven, and we have the hope that we will see heaven and see Jesus in glory at the end of days, or the end of our days, whichever comes first. But whether we're thinking about it along that lines or not, I think having a peace of mind is a real key to happiness. Those of us who struggle with mental health in whatever way, particularly if you deal with serious depression, it can be hard sometimes to see hope, to see light at the end of the tunnel, if you will. And a lot of people have to resort to mood-lifting medication or mood-lifting supplements to kind of help them with that. And there's nothing wrong with that if that's what's needed. I wonder whether sometimes some people are sent down that route because it's the easier solution rather than that it's the right solution for them. And there are certainly lots of other things that can aid your mood. Getting fresh air, getting exercise, spending time with loved ones. All these things can really help. Eating healthier, getting enough sleep, that's a huge one. And that can kind of aid that short-term thing. But I think if you've not got a kind of long-term peace, a long-term security, then yeah, maybe it can be difficult to kind of see beyond that, to see outside the box that you are currently in. It always kind of amazes me sometimes when you see how, I think, I forget what the numbers are, but a significant proportion of people could not meet a fairly small emergency of £400 or £500 or dollars because they don't have that money in the bank, but they may well spend that money on lottery tickets in a year, or they may spend that money quite happily on alcohol and cigarettes or whatever it is. And it's like, maybe the key to happiness is to refocus our kind of priority, if you will, on, if you're focusing your priority on just getting through the next day without improving your mental state, then that's going to be kind of self-exacerbating. Whereas if we make our priority being positive and long-term goals and getting beyond, so yeah, maybe, if you go out for a walk, your feet might hurt tomorrow, but the long-term goals of that are much better. It's something that I've been very conscious of over the last few weeks and months, is that I want to try and get outside as much as possible. At least once a day I want to try and get out, do at least some walking, get some fresh air. Even if it's like torrential rain, I'm still going to go out on the balcony. Thankfully it's quite well sheltered, and spend some time in the fresh air, breathing in the air, rather than necessarily just the indoor air that can be sometimes a bit stale or processed, depending on whether we've got air conditioning or heating or whatever's going on. So I think just working out a longer term outlook and kind of getting our perspectives in order, getting our priorities is an awkward term because there should only be one priority, otherwise it's not a priority. But getting our focus, getting our goals in order so that, particularly at the start of a new year, we can kind of go forward and say, okay, what is the thing that I can do that can make me the most happy, if you will, provide me with the most joy? So just a few things to think about. I want to try and keep these videos this year a little bit shorter. But what is the key to happiness? I can almost guarantee it's not going to be getting more stuff. It will be something to do with either the way you interact with yourself or the way you interact with other people that will have the most impact on you in a positive or negative light. So something to think about. Thanks for listening. I'll see you again on Monday. Take care. Have a good one.